Hey, it's the Mike Rogers Show here with you. Today, we have part 2 of our interview with the boss, the founder of Sazanami label, Mr. Gaku Kamachi. Yay!
Hi, Mike. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Glad to see you again.
Glad to see you again. Hey, you're wearing the same shirt as yesterday.
You too.
Hey, so Gaku,
Yes.
you tell us, the people want to know about the history of Sazanami label and just what is Sazanami label? Can you explain that to us?
Sazanami label is from 2003 and first a few years mainly my private self label so only released Goggle-A's kinds of Goggle-A's and some compilations but we toured every prefecture in Japan.
You did?
Yes. Do you know how many prefectures in Japan?
Oh, wait a minute. This is a test. I don't know.
It's 47.
40. That's what I was going to say.
Yes. 47. And every prefecture, we played shows in every prefecture. And then we went to overseas to play shows. It's about 10 countries.
Wow.
Yes. And for example, USA, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Mexico, China, Vietnam, about 10 countries. And when we went to overseas, we played good band together. And we have a friendship each other. And sometimes foreign overseas band come to Japan and go tour together. Yes. And the most good way to promotion the tour in Japan is a Japanese issue CD. It's very, very important.
So if I'm an American band, and I want to release a CD or whatever in Japan, a record in Japan, I don't need to think just the CD. I need to think about a tour and a CD, a package, right? Is that
I think so. Especially it's early 2000. Is a main way on independent scene, especially the garage and rock and roll punk. It's a very normal.
So you guys went to 10 countries.
About 10 countries, yes.
So when you toured in these countries, you toured with some band? Like, for example, when you went to Europe, you toured with who?
Yes, it's a case by case. But for example, USA, we went to tour with the Rogers from Atlanta.
Oh, they're very famous.
Yeah, very good band. And for Mexico. Mexico, 日本ではMexico, Lost Acapulco, they're very famous surf band in Mexico, and they play, they came to Japan and tour with my band.
Oh,
yeah.
So when you go to Mexico, you play what's called Zenza opening band. For this band, and then when they come to Japan, wait a minute, but are they opening band for you or no? You let them play, maybe, right?
It's not the opening band, but same, なんていうのかな、同じ位置で。 and go to Switzerland, Germany.
Who did you play with within Switzerland and Germany?
Germany, Tiki Tiki Bamboos is a soft brand.
Oh,
or Switzerland, the Monsters.
Oh, that's a very famous band.
Yes.
Tiki Tiki Bamboo is a very famous band.
Yeah. The Monsters from Voodoo Rhythm. Yes.
Voodoo Rhythm label. Yes. The Reverend Beatman. Beatman. Yeah, that's
Beatman,
right.
Yes. And they come to Japan again and touring with Goggle-A or yes, Voodoo Rhythm. Perfect. And they are also tour with, for example, Guitar Earth.
Oh.
The Fadeaways or some good band in Japan.
Yeah. So, but when the Monsters came to Japan, did Goggle-A play with them?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Where was that?
Oh, it's 2006. So I forgot, but Tokyo, Sendai, Osaka, Kyoto.
Wow.
And Fukuoka or.
So, okay, wait. This is a totally different question. もう全部の話とちょっと関係ないけど、例えばそういうモンスターズとか有名なロックバンドと一緒にツアーやるとか、大阪とかのライブやるとか、その夜に、毎晩パーティーじゃないの？
そうですね。Yes.
毎晩パーティー
？Almost 毎晩。
Oh my God.
Good shows.
That must. So, do you drink a lot, Gaku?
Yes, those days.
Oh.
Those days, too much drink every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next day, wake up and then go to sound check. Like, oh, I feel terrible.
Exactly.
I can imagine that Reverend Beatman can drink a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, another member also.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. And they're in Japan and just having a blast because Japan is so fun. It's so great. That must be amazing. So, okay. Gaku-san, I want to ask you, I'm serious. I get every week, I get at least 2 emails from some band and they tell me, my band will absolutely be really famous in Japan and we're making a new record and can you introduce us to a label? I get asked this all the time and I'm just a DJ. I'm not a label. I mean, I used to run a label a long time ago, but that's in my past life. So what would you could you tell me like maybe 5 or 7 points that a foreign American band, if they want to release a record in Japan, what do they need to do?
I think it's a very difficult situation to release some CD or vinyls. I think it's the same situation all over the world. And contact to labels is nice, but I recommend band contact to the band. It means overseas brand should be contact to Japanese band. Same genre or same passion. Same something.
Oh, okay. So if I'm a band in Los Angeles, instead of writing to Mike Rogers or writing to Gaku, they should be going on Facebook or whatever and looking for that they could probably be friends with and with the same audience, and then try to make friends with them. But isn't that difficult to make friends with a Japanese band? They can't speak Japanese.
It's a good question. Most of the Japanese people it's not good at English, but it's only to speak to speak or to talk because the pronunciation English is a little bit difficult for Japanese people. But I think most of Japanese people can read or writing English. It's better. Yeah, you know?
Yeah. I see. Yeah, I see. Okay, so
contact to some email or chat. It's very easy.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I've met many Japanese who told me they couldn't speak English, but when they wrote me a letter or an email or something, I thought, your English is perfect. What are you talking about?
It's just rock and roll English.
Yeah,
you know,
it's just
once played together, it's no problem. No problem of communication. Only bad word, only poor English. No problem to communication.
So okay, so that's the first thing. So you would recommend a band to find a like band who probably has the same kind of audience, right? So that's the first thing. What's the next thing you would do if you were a band?
And そのジャパニーズバンド、その introduce some label by Japanese band. It's the best way.
So you would write to this Japanese band, try to become their friends, and be honest with them, and then ask the band if they could introduce you to a label, and then that's how you get. We were just talking a few minutes ago. I mean, maybe it was last week's show or yesterday's show about thinking more holistic about coming to Japan. It's not just releasing a record. You got to tour. You got to support the record. You got to help them sell it, right?
Yeah, it's talk about independent scene. Of course, major or big scene はまたちょっと違う、a little bit different. It's only independent scene.
Okay, so
yeah,
let's say the band introduces themselves. They meet a cool band, and the band introduces them to the label. And then how do they approach the label? What do they say? What's the best thing to say? Or, you know, we'll pay for our own airplane and hotel. Is that important?
Yes, important. I think no payment to flight or some accommodation.
You mean the label, the indies label will not pay?
Because the independent label has not to money. So, but one good things in Japanese venue has every backline, you know, every backline, drums kit, or some amplifier, guitar amp and bass amp. So you don't need to prepare backline. It's a good things, I think.
Oh, so I didn't even know what backline meant. I've heard that word, but okay, so Japanese clubs all have a good backline. They have a drum kit. They have guitars and basses.
Guitar, yeah, some guitar amplifier and the bass amp, or some mic stand or whole.
So if I'm a band and I make a deal to come to Japan, don't I need a visa or something? No, or what? How do they do that?
So it's a good question. ここで言っていいのかな
英語で言って。
英語で OK. We will play at the private party. We will play at my friends, for example, my friend's wedding party. It's just my private.
Oh, I see.
So it's no need to get a visa. So it's same. Go to overseas from Japan. It's just a private shows, private party, and so you don't have too much merchandise. Merchandise because what's this? What's this? You will make a money.
So
it's
for my merchandise then, if let's say I make a deal with your record label, then in Japan you make the merchandise and then we split the money. I don't know. I get 30% and you get 70% or something like that.
そう、だからその国でマーチャンダイズ、T シャツとかを作った方が、入国するときに安心。それの方が。
And also since the clubs have a good backline, you're not coming through Narita or Haneda carrying 2 guitars and things like that, right? Because that's bad, isn't it? That's
そう。だからonly guitar, and enter 入国国に入ったら、そのyeah, I'm only play my private shows, my friends shows. だったらビザもいらないし。
へえ、賢い。But can you say like I'm going to play like 10 private parties or something like that? Is that okay or is that bad?
だからyou don't have a text paper. You should not have a schedule paper.
Yeah.
In your bag. It's very risky.
Yeah, that's stupid.
risky.
Okay.
なのでみんな例えば、more amateur atmosphere. So 例えばなんかこうエリック・クラプトンのスコアを入れておくとか、なんかこのmore amateurアトモスフェアを作ると、いいね。そうすると大丈夫。
で、ガクさんじゃないけど、もちろんこういう、
もちろん、そう。
犯罪のことやるのは、じゃないけど、こういうことをやったことある人してますか？
そういう話は聞きますね。
不思議ですよね。いけないな。So, okay, don't bring marijuana, don't bring cocaine,
of course,
don't bring shit like that here. Because I know a lot of Americans who think it's like, it's just a little bit, it's no problem. And I'm like, no, it's a big problem. If you get
big
caught,
problem.
Yeah,
yes.
If you get caught, you'll never come to Japan again.
Yes, refused.
Yeah,
stamped.
So okay, so a band. Let's say I'm a band from Los Angeles, and I have a new record. And I want to put put the music on Spotify and iTunes. And I also want to release it in Japan. Is that good or bad or what?
Yeah, I think it's not good for labels because Japanese listener can listen on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music. So if you release Japanese issue, you need to Japanese exclusive tracks. It's better.
Like how many exclusive tracks? All of them?
Of course it's better, but 3 or 4 songs, okay.
So let's say I have a 10 song album.
Yeah.
And I give you 3 or 4 songs exclusive for Japan.
Yes, it's a Japanese issue bonus tracks.
And the meaning of that exclusive for Japan means like for 2 or 3 years, you won't put those extra 3 or 4 tracks on Spotify or iTunes, or what is the time limit on that?
Yeah, a few years is best because imported CD, there are many imported CD in Japan, in Tokyo. So, その Spotify も聴けるし、輸入の CD も買えるし、ってなったら日本版出す意味がレーベルにとってないので、
なるほど。
だから日本版を出すんだったら、何かこの日本版にしかないものが入ってないと売れない。
Okay, so let me get this straight. So let's say I've recorded an album. I have 10 songs I want to release. But if I want to have a Japanese release, I need to give like 4 other songs that are not on this album to the Japanese label, at least. And then that album with the 4 extra songs on there, those 4 songs cannot be released anywhere else. No Spotify, no iTunes, or anything for probably a couple of years or 3 years or something like that. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then let's say I have this 14 song Japan only disc, and a record label says we'll put it out, but you have to come to Japan and tour.
It's better. I recommend.
Okay, so and the Japanese label will not pay for my hotel or my airfare. And so also then when I go through customs in Japan, I can't say, yeah, we got 10 shows. We're playing the Budokan. Come on over. Because they won't let you in the country if you do that. So you have to act like you're just coming like to your friend's wedding or something like that. And you might play a song or something. I don't know. This is my friend's wedding, Okay, so anyway,
yeah.
If I have a whole record and I haven't put it on Spotify or iTunes or anything, then that is better for a Japan only release.
そのサブスクリプションがいいのか悪いのかっていうのは今ちょうど SNS でも話題になって、るので、何が正解かはわからないけど、
So he says there's a subscription service, right? So and everyone is kind of on the fence now. Is this going to succeed or not succeed? So it's difficult for him to say, do it this way. But in my opinion, if you have an album and you don't have an American label yet, and you haven't arranged with Spotify or iTunes or whatever, it's called Apple Music, and to release it, if you really have your heart set on a Japanese label, you should start talking to a Japanese band and make connections and make friends with this band, have the band introduce you to a label, then start talking to the label person about maybe you touring Japan or several shows, at least 10 shows or something like that, with this band in Japan. And then you coming over, and then everyone's happy. The label is happy. You're happy because I guess it's against the law, but you can get paid a little bit later after you leave Japan. But Japanese businessmen are very, very good about this. They're very honest, and that's perfect. Gaku, do you have any last hints or advice for musicians?
For musicians.
Because everybody dreams of having a Japan release CD. You know? Like I got this CD. Can you see it?
Why
is this not in focus? Okay, like this. This is a Japan CD, and this is released from. Wait a minute. This is released from Sazanami label. Anyway, but there's one thing about a Japanese CD that makes it quite unique, and that is this piece of paper here.
It's called obi.
Yeah, obi. And obi is like, the belt on a kimono or something like that. And this is what makes a Japan CD very rare and very expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
So this CD is a Japanese girls band, and this was put out by Sazanami label. And I'm very happy with this. I love this CD. And if you want to have one of these like this, then you need to think about what you're doing and arrange things. And you got to think way ahead, because if you make a record and you put it on Spotify or whatever, it's too late. You have to think about it like a year ahead or 2 years ahead, right?
Yeah. And wait, just a minute.
Okay.
We released also 7 inches.
Oh, you read records too?
Yes, 7 inch and LPs.
Wow, Portugal, Japan. I love that band.
Yeah. Or this one.
And that's what's Pen Friend Club.
Yeah. Or some binaries. But mainly, the main CD ね、やっぱり CD が。
Yeah.
So, overseas, CD がすごく今少ないでしょ？
Yeah.
アメリカもヨーロッパも。でも日本だとまだ結構その CD が中心になってるので、CD が好きな人がまだたくさんいるから、CD 作っても、いい作品だったらちゃんと売れるよっていう。
So he says that, in Japan, I mean, at Sazanami label, he releases 7-inch records, albums, and CDs. And he says CDs still, maybe they don't sell in the West, but they still sell in Japan. And a lot of people buy CDs in Japan. And I will tell you this. I don't know. You probably don't know this, but Spotify and Apple Music, and there's also Pandora. Pandora quit Japan many years ago, and Spotify is not doing well. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, they closed their Japan office.
Spotify?
Yeah.
Really?
The office is in Singapore now.
Wow.
Yeah. So they fired the Japan president, and they moved their operations to Singapore, and I don't think that's good. So, but I don't know. Anyway, so he says you can still sell a CD, but you need to think about it and plan it out, work together with the label, and come up with an idea for a product and a campaign, a tour, or whatever, and everyone will be happy, and you can actually get paid for doing that. Wow, thanks so much today, Gaku.
ありがと
う。そう。
日本だとまだタワーレコードとか、H&B とか、もう still alive.
Yeah. Yeah, so he says in Japan, and you guys would be surprised, the biggest record store in the world is still open and for business. It's Tower Records. We have Tower Records, HMV Records, Disc Union.
Yes.
We have so many record stores in Tokyo, and they're still selling CDs. It's great,
Great.
Yeah.
And recently, Japanese yen is not strong.
No.
So not strong now recently. So it's a good timing.
Yeah.
To come to Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he says like, you understood that. もう日本円安くなったんで、もう本当に日本に遊びに来るのは超いいタイミングです。Well, listen, Gaku, thank you so much for this talk. This has been very interesting.
Thanks so much. It's my pleasure.
So I hope that we can meet and maybe have a beer. Well, I don't drink, but I'll drink a water with you. Okay, thanks so much to the founder of Sazanami label and the rock band Goggle-A. And I can buy Goggle-A's CDs and things now still, right?
Oh, yeah, still selling.
And that's at DIW? DIW?
DIW is one of the group under the disc union. It means I found Sazanami label and moved to DIW 7 years ago.
Oh, okay. But if I want to hear, I know. After we're done, send me the URLs to your webpage. Send me a YouTube link to Goggle-A. Whatever song you want to play. I'm fine with anything. And then any other information you want to send me, and especially where can Americans buy Japanese rock music? That would be very helpful. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Gaku.
Thanks so much, Mike.
Yay.
Thank you, everyone.